have Jeff Chang taking the stage. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about the extended brand. When I look at the screen, I thought I get an opportunity to be in the circle, like in the morning session, that the speaker can be in the circle, but I kind of a little bit disappointed when I see this. So I think that the topic is really well defined for the media industry now. The reason being is in the past, the content has been the core value of the media industry. But I think in the future, the brand is. The brand is actually give us the authority to get into the industry or to expand the boundaries of the media. And also, given right now the convergence between internet and the media, I think the media company in the future is not going to be media anymore. And like the session being shared this morning, we talk about the community focused instead of the content focused. I think that really put together the whole theme, and the context for the brand is the next things we need to focus, and how can we extend the brand into the more revenue stream and the new business model. So before we talk about the brand, the strategy, I think we need to look at three things. The first of all, we need to understand who we are and where we are from, and also where we are going. And to give you the perspective of who we are, Trends is actually the largest fashion and lifestyle media group in China. So we have 18 magazines, video, TV, radio, books, and all that. So this year is actually the 20th anniversary for us. So we've basically very much focused on the fashion and lifestyle. So they really give us a position to get into the industry to provide sort of the service. The content as a service kind of idea is really perfect for the industry we are in. So before I move forward, I want to give you a quick video to tell you who we are and where we are from. I hope you enjoy it. So in the past 20 years, we have been witness the fashion industry in China. We in fact create the fashion culture and do a lot of new initiatives that drive the fashion industry, also the consumptions in Chinese market. So with that brand and also the influence that we have the opportunity to get down to the value chain. In the past, the media industry is more on the very early stage of the influence to the consumer behavior, what to buy, where to buy, kind of thing. With the technology being available out there, we now have the opportunity to participate in the downstream of the value chain, which we can engage in more revenue stream, put the influence into the transaction. So that's exactly why we want to participate in the industry, and we have the right to do it, and absolutely authority coming from the brand to be part of it. And also, by getting into the industry, we can have the more revenue streams that in the past, the subscription model and also the advertising are the only media revenue stream. But I think going forward, we can definitely get into various events, advertising, e-commerce, and all different kind of things that we can enable, because like I said, with the authority and the resource we have in place, we become an enabler for the brands. So to give you an example, in China, we've been working with quite a few brands to fashionalize them. So in other words, for example, nobody would think of fashion has anything to do with Pepsi, for example. So this year, we have announced a strategic partnership with Pepsi, because Pepsi tried to attract the young generation market in China, and they want to look cool and look, very trendy and fashionable as their corporate image. So working with trends actually provide them with this authority, and we enable them with all kind of the media and the events and the designers, the resources, the products we can sell. So it provides the customer with a lot of the possibility. Again, it's all come from the brand and authority that we has established in the past 20 years. So how do we do that? So as I mentioned earlier, we definitely need to look at what do we have. So we have very unique brand image. We also have a knowledge and a network around the fashion and lifestyle industry in China. And obviously right now, the technology provides more possibilities that we can do. I understand the technology is the weakness for the media company, but I think if we use them well, they will serve us the need. But the content is definitely going to be the driver for everything. And on top of that, the media resource and the promotion become a communication channel when we engage the audience and the readers. And it's very interesting for the media in the fashion and lifestyle sector, because we are not like a regular media which you focus on the mass market, but we actually very much like the innovation which only focus on early adopters. So this is how different from the rest of the media company, that we don't really look at the KPI of the reach, but we only focus on the driving of the conversion of the early adopters into the mass market. So if you look at how Apple can be successful or any new products can be successful, it's all coming from the early adopters, and you have to accumulate the early adopters to the 15-20% critical mass before you can kick in the mass market. If you cannot do that, then the technology or any new services is going to fail. So our role is actually help the brands or new products in the fashion lifestyle markets to get that 20% critical mass in the early adopter to help them to get to the mass market later on. So we have been doing the so-called new media business for 3 years already. So we basically, this is actually when I joined the firm in 2010. So my mission is actually to transform trends into the omni media company and into the industry that we can participate. So during the 3 years, I've been really talking to a lot of clients and do a lot of the the process works, and we come through a couple of things that I would like to share with you. First of all, the do's. So I think in the past 3 years, we have get into the very tough process to really understand and find what our core capabilities is. It sounds very straightforward, media company, obviously content. But in reality, a lot of time, it doesn't really mean that simple. You have to really understand what kind of things you can do, and you can do it well, and do it better than a lot of startups. They are also coming to provide content and everything. So the access to a lot of resources is not gonna be bounded by only the media company. Right now, it's pretty much open field for everybody to grab. And also, we need to apply their core capabilities into the product design. I will have some case studies later on to show you how we actually been through this process to come up with the new products that take advantage of our capabilities and strength. And then we need to build the operational capabilities through the partnership and investment. So we also set up actually this year, we set up a called Trans Innovation Hub. I'll talk about that later. So what it does is basically bring together all the ecosystems into one platform. So instead of we do it on our own, we try to engage the technology company, the startups, the brands, the 4As, and also the media companies into the platform, and then we can do a lot of things together to drive the ecosystem into the industry. So I think the three things, it sounds very straightforward, but I think it definitely requires a lot of the internal discussions and brainstorming to find out what it is. And obviously, there are three don'ts as well. So again, don't do the similar things to what the main players already doing in the industry. That being said, like I said earlier, the internet company and a lot of startups, they can come in left and right into your territory, and some of those are already doing very well. So, instead of competing with them, I think the best way is to join them and then partner with them to take advantage of their capabilities into your plan. And also, don't compete directly with our advertisers because you don't want to kill the revenue model you already enjoy for decades just to get the new things. So I think find a way to partner with the brands, serve the needs of the brands is also very important when you get into the industry. And don't try to develop everything from within. It could be very painful and slow. It's the internet time, so things change very fast. And the moment you invest so much time and effort, the technology already been outdated. So our experience is that we try to work with the ecosystem partners to take advantage of the things they already have, instead of we invent the wheel. So the first case study is actually we as a media company, we first time get into the education business. Because we look at, in China, there's a lot of the shortage on the fashion talents. And also the brands has the needs for a lot of things that are not provided by the professional school or universities in China. So we believe this is great opportunities that we can help the brands, the industries to fill the gap. So what we do is, again, remember the three do's. We partner with the best companies or the best institutes can help us to do that. So this year, we actually create a Trans Academy program with HEC in France, and also Tsinghua University in China, and IFM in France, together to do this. So we basically take advantage of the HEC Business School, which they are very good at how the business can be applied to the fashion industry, and we have the IFM coming from the fashion perspective. The global-based knowledge, and then we provide the local understanding, and Tsinghua University provide the recruiting and the facility operations things for the school. So that really gives us a quick into the market, and it really leverage what we have in terms of the brands, in terms of the network and resources, and understand the knowledge of the industry. And when we design the courses and also the program, we really fit into the needs of the ecosystem. And this is, I'm sorry, I just hit one more time. So this is another case that I mentioned earlier about the Trends Innovation Hub. So basically, we had heard this morning that Hearst has their Hearst Ventures, Condé Nast has also their ventures for investment. We also do investment, but the things we do is quite different. We try to put the investment into the incubation and into the platform that can create the business cases. So instead of we transform ourselves, we actually using the business cases to help us to transform and also to help us to align the resources within the organization. So when we try to do e-commerce for Cosmopolitan in China, for example, it's not going to be easy for us to do it within the organization. So the best way for us to do it and also to find out what kind of resources and what kind of the organization structures, the processes need to be in place is to working with the ecosystem to create a business case. And the risk is small because it's only starting from the small business case studies that engage the ecosystem to prove the concept. So we engage the startups with the technology, we engage the brands to be participated, and also the 4As to find out what's the right advertising models to be on. And we started from small. And once we prove the business model, then the investment comes in. So we start to invest in the companies that help us to do that work. And in the meantime, when we do the business case studies or the initiatives, that really helps to align the internal resources and create the processes for it. And from time to time, from the initiative to initiative, hopefully we can transform the whole group into the new media companies. So that's what I have for today's sharing. Thank you very much.